Well, we're in the middle of a little fall sprinkle, but it's not going to deter us from looking at some beautiful plants. I'm with Carol from Out in the Garden Nursery in Molalla, and Carol, you really picked out some nice ones for fall and winter interest today.
I did, thanks. We'll start here with this one. This is Miscanthus purpurea. It's a wonderful sun-loving ornamental grass. Most of the year it's just a background plant. It's about a 4-foot grower, does have a fall bloom, but at some point in the fall, and it can be anywhere from mid-September to late October, you get about 2 weeks of spectacular color. It's just starting to turn, and it will get better than this, but it's a fantastic.
Very pretty. And then in front you have a lower grass here.
This grass here is a Carex Everett. It's a newer variety. It's a cousin to Evergold, which is very common. Probably most of you have grown Evergold. Has similar habit, size and height wise. It gets a little bigger than what this one is right now. It's a fantastic container plant. It looks good year round, sun or shade. In lots of different conditions, a very versatile plant. I like to use a lot of these guys too in the shade border in that one area that you get a little bit of really, really hot sun in the summertime, because it can tolerate it, but can also tolerate the shade.
And then I love this yucca. I love that yellow in it.
Yeah, that's what yuccas kind of are, one of those understated plants that people kind of forget about a lot. But this one is gold sword, has this beautiful color, and actually as this plant matures, the gold gets nicer and nicer. It also gets these neat little filaments on the side that are kind of fun. It's a wonderful evergreen plant, looks good year round. It doesn't need much except lots of sun and good drainage.
Great. And I love it next to the sedum. Look at that color between the two. Pretty.
You know, see, this is sedum Autumn Joy. It's an old variety, but it's still one of the best on the market. It just looks fantastic. These are young plants. A big plant would be, you know, obviously bigger than this full bloom. Nice thing I like about it, it transitions into fall, from fall into winter, because it blooms in the fall, but then it holds these beautiful flower heads all winter long.
Carol, it's kind of letting up.
It is.
That's a good idea. Let's go on to ferns.
So I have a couple evergreen ferns here. This is a tassel fern.
Pretty.
And then this one is a soft shield fern, or often people call it an Alaskan fern. They're both just outstanding evergreen ferns. The tassel tends to get up in the 30 inches high and wide range, tends to be a little bit more upright, vase shape, looks beautiful year round. I love to mix it later on with heucheras and ornamental and like the yellow grasses and things. And then the Alaskan shield fern, they're young. This one's not showing it real, but they kind of start to get this wonderful little swirl to them. It makes a really wonderful texture. They tend to be much wider than they are tall. They're maybe in the 15, 18 inches tall, but they can be as wide as 3 feet.
Wow.
And they're actually, for a fern, amazingly drought tolerant.
Oh, that's great. And what's blooming this time of year? Kind of unusual.
It's kind of fun. Yeah, this is a hardy begonia. So this one is actually fine out in the ground. It has these beautiful leaves. Part of it you grow them for the back of the leaves here. And then beautiful flowers. Sometimes they come in white. Generally they're mostly pink. But this is their normal bloom time. So it's just a really nice thing to have. And it's another great part to full shade.
Nice. And then this tall one with these kind of pearls. What a beautiful plant.
Yeah, this is actually Actea white pearl. So this is another wonderful late blooming. It actually took me a while to find a plant that was blooming for this. Most of them are still in bud like this one. Well, the other beauty of this is they're very, very fragrant.
Nice.
So they grow about 3 to 4 feet tall. They have a kind of a ferny, almost a stilby-like foliage all season, and then this wonderful October flower.
And what about this tall one here?
And this tall one behind it, this is another great one too, again for late in the year. It's a mid-September to early October bloomer. It's Eubatorium chocolate. Sorry, that almost didn't come out. So it starts out actually much more chocolate early in the spring, gets a little lighter green, but you can still see the purple tones to it. And this is another one for part to full shade, which is fantastic. And it's just now coming into bloom.
Well, you know, this is a small smattering of what the plants are out here at Out in the Garden Nursery. So go to gardentime.tv, we'll click over our website and you get all the information there. Thanks, Carol.
Thanks, Judy.